right, it is Wednesday night. You guys know what that means. AEW Dynamite has signed off the air late as hell. But, I mean, we're still here. It's still JPJ. It's still Jose Gonzalez. It's still DynaMic'd up here at Bodyslam.net. And, yeah, that was a long Dynamite. But, I mean, they had plenty of good going on. So, you know what? It is what it is. But we're glad to be back here for another week. JPJ, how the hell are you?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah, another good episode. I thought it was a little late with everything going on, but another good episode. AEW just continuing to march forward very good towards Revolution. I think Revolution is setting itself up to be quite the pay-per-view, and they're humming. They're just continuing to do good things and put out good shows for us.
Yeah, I felt like this one, even though we kind of knew certain matches were definitely going to happen on Revolution, now seeing some of them confirmed, it's like, well, yeah, it makes sense. But
oh, yeah.
I think the big thing for me is just going into this episode after last week where they had like the crazy like 10-man, like Mile High Madness, whatever the hell they want to call it.
Yeah.
Not Baby Anarchy in the Arena. I think called it, what a throwdown in the theater or something.
Yeah.
It was still a really good match.
It was great. I thought, it had that vibe. It was the Anarchy in the Arena, you know? Yeah, I thought it was fun, and it was a different type main event. And I think that's what's really been good about AEW is they can, you know, the week before that, we get Swerve and Omega in this classic, and then they give you the Mile High, you know, and then what they give you tonight is completely different from that, you know, like they can spread it out and do different things, and it still all hits. Or it's all hitting right now, you know?
I will say this one definitely caught me by surprise just because going into it, it was a match that wasn't even advertised, but then seeing how it gets set up, it's like, okay, some fuckery is going to happen. But I mean,
of course,
it's AEW. There's always going to be some fuckery happening.
Of course.
Before we could get into any of that fucker, we have to go into the show opener, which was the Men's World Championship. It was Kevin Knight challenging against MJF, which was set up, I think, from this past Collision, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. Yeah, MJF was angry. He wanted the stipulation reversed for Revolution, and Kevin Knight got out there and started talking some trash, and MJF broke and said, all right. And this match was great. Kevin Knight is just he is a future world champion. He's a future top of the company star for AEW. This guy is money. Still early on in his AEW career to be getting a world championship match, and I think that is a perfect spot for him. He had a great match. MJF was, I mean, he always is working, but he was working in this match tonight. He was very, very good. This was excellent. This was excellent.
I think the big story from this match was just Kevin missing that UFO splash early on in the match, so kind of seeing himself throughout. And then eventually he does end up hitting it. Now, the way that MJF is able to kind of escape by the hair on his chin is by kicking Bryce Remsburg into the middle rope as he gets kind of choked out there for the longest 2 count on record.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was a little too... I mean, I understand. Trust me, I get it, but you got to pull back a little bit there. That was a little too much.
Like, that would have been long even by SNL standards. Going over to, like, the hokiness. But eventually, MJF does kick out before 3, which is more like 30. But what ends up happening is he does hit the Heat Seeker onto Kevin Knight and retains. And of course, after the match, it's just not enough that he got the win already. He dumps Bryce Remsburg out of the ring. He's getting ready to knock out Kevin Knight with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Before he could do that, Hangman Adam Page comes out to the stage area. MJF is distracted. He turns around in the ring. Speedball Mike Bailey's there, super kicks him out of the ring. And it looks like Jet Set Rodeo gets the last laugh.
Yep. I liked it. Yeah, that's what we think, exactly. But at this moment, when this was happening in the show, I liked it. It kind of Hangman gets the one-up on MJF with his pals. Makes sense. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, also, I feel like we should normalize having world title matches at open shows.
Agreed.
I mean, sometimes, obviously you want top billing, but having the first impression of the whole night, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I was actually glad it went first. I thought this energy and with these two guys, I felt like, you know, this set the pace for the rest of the evening because it was a big show. So I liked it a lot.
We're going to talk about Paul White wasn't there.
No, I know.
Oh, you know, there's my one bad joke at the episode.
All right.
I mean, he is technically still under AEW contract, no?
I believe so. Yeah. I feel like he's been on something recently. Was he on something? I don't know.
Oh, beats the hell out of me. But speaking of getting the hell beat out of them, we go from one match into another match because this time it's Orange Cassidy teaming up with Darby Allin going against the War Dogs of Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. And this one, mayhem ensues before there's even the opening bell, which I appreciate.
Yes, of course. With these gentlemen, it could be expected at this point. Yeah, this was good. A completely different type of match. Yeah, just like a violent tag match. It was a standard tag match, but it was clearly way more aggressive back and forth. Yeah. The early part of this match I felt like was a smidge slow. But then when they came back from commercial break, I thought that this really picked it up and this really got good.
Well, I think the whole thing is like the beginning of the match really didn't matter as much as setting up the pre-match stuff because you're having them brawl on the outside. At one point it looks like Gabe Kidd's like doing like a front face lock onto Orange Cassidy, kind of hanging him, but he fights off of that. Orange somehow ends up on the timekeeper's table. He punches Gabe Kidd off the steps, which allows Clark Connors to run up them and spear him through a table.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately you get into the ring and it's Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin beating the shit out of each other before they go into the commercial break. But kind of coming back from it, it just felt like very paint by numbers kind of tag action. Eventually the faces do get the upper hand and it's Orange Cassidy that gets the win. Mm-hmm. And what really mattered to this, it was the pre-match and the post-match. Because I did not see the post-match coming at all.
Nope.
Mainly because I thought this person was going to a different company.
I was going to say, yeah, I thought he would be in NXT or WWE with the fam over there. Yeah. I did not see this coming. I mean, I thought he would do well no matter where he went. I still think that, obviously, but I did not see this coming at all. This was like a legitimate surprise.
Yeah, and I feel like that's so rare to say in wrestling these days because normally everything is a scoop, everything's a spoiler, everything is kind of like, oh, you could like fill in the blanks because it seems kind of obvious. David Finlay showing up on Dynamite tonight was not obvious to me at all.
Not at all. And then they got the graphic right away. They're going to be known as just the Dogs.
Yeah.
So they kind of reunite the War Dogs, obviously, over here. Listen. Yeah, I mean, it's a good spot. Finley's going to walk in as the leader of that group. I'm sure we'll hear him speak next week. He's going to do really well. He's very good. I think he fits the North American vibe. I think he would have succeeded if he went either way he went. But yeah, I was expecting to see him around WrestleMania time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like a Stand and Deliver or something.
Yes.
If he was going to go the NXT route and reunite with Uriah Connors over there. But
yes.
I think the big thing for me is like now that the Dogs are in the U.S., like it kind of feels weird knowing that like Alex Coughlin retired from wrestling when he did. Because I feel like if we don't know why, because he honestly did like the crazy thing, just retiring and went like AWOL. Mm-hmm. Like you don't hear about him, don't see about him.
Yeah.
If something happens and he ends up coming back and he rounds out the stable, that would be very interesting. Because I feel like it would be kind of funny to have like the Death Riders, because we're saying like how the Dogs are always like where the Dogs are, the Death Riders aren't too far behind because like they're acquaintances. What if something happened where you have like the full Dogs assemble against the full Death Riders and you could do something like that?
I mean, I feel like
at this point the Death Riders ain't breaking up as much as we all thought they would have. No,
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, why would they? Why would they? Yeah, I mean, look at you could do a lot of things. You could do there's a lot of different stables in that company that you could make work. I mean, listen, yeah, if they were to add somebody, especially like if Coughlin's like, oh, they're over here, they're over in the States now, like, okay, I'll come back, I'll check that out, kind of thing. That would be great. But I think even as the trio, I think we're going to talk about the trios division later on in the show, but I think that's an immediate should be competing for those belts like immediately.
Think about who holds them now. That's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how they set that up if they go that route. But
yeah,
which we will get into. But I'm very excited to see what David Finlay is going to do in AEW.
Me too. He's going to do very well.
Yep. And then after that, we get our first little bit of a promo time of the whole episode. It's Renee Paquette backstage with Bandito and Andrade El Idolo. It is official that they're going to face off for the first time ever at Revolution in a week and a half on Sunday. And, it means a lot to Bandito. He talked about how he watched Andrade a bunch in his hometown, and now they're going to get to be opponents. And Andrade says, I always heard Bandito was one of the best Mexican wrestlers alive. However, it just seems like he's an Andrade El Idolo fan. So does he want to fight or does he want a selfie? And he tries to take a selfie for Nate, but then he just kind of walks away. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I think that one's going to be
the match of the night.
Such good shit, I believe.
Oh my God.
The phrase.
It's going to be incredible. That match is going to be so good. I know we didn't have a show last week, but like when they floated this out a couple weeks ago or last week, and they were just like, oh, by the way, in one segment, oh, we're adding, or it looks like we're going to add Bandito and Andrade and Swerve and Brody King to the show. I was like, those are two matches that weren't kind of on my radar at all, but these are two matches that are going to be just to have it. Just, I don't know. It's riches, you know, just add.
It feels like the Bandito one, the Bandito and Andrade match, it's kind of just cause why not?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't necessarily need the story that we're getting with Brody and with Swerve, but I'm just like, you mean to tell me that this is an option and we're just doing it for the hell of it? Hell yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be so good.
Which leads me into my rant of the episode, because after this, we get the Brawling Birds. It's Jamie Hayter and Alex Windsor. And making their AEW Dynamite debut, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, the Inspiration, the two-time TNA Knockouts World Tag Champions, the former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I am so excited to see them on TV again.
Mm-hmm.
And they got jobbed out.
I look at it differently, a smidge. I thought the promo they had before showed off this, I think it showed off one of the main reasons they're there is they are very entertaining and they are very comedic, and that is what they're there for. I don't think they're on the same right now in AEW's section of things. The Brawling Birds are clearly heading directly towards the women's tag titles. I don't think the Inspiration coming in are going straight for those titles. So I don't think this was as bad as, they could have, like, would I have preferred to see in a competitive match? Sure. But I think the Inspiration's going to be just fine. Like, I don't think this does anything negative for them at all.
Viva Van and Becca had a more competitive match against the Brawling Birds than the Inspiration did, and the Inspiration are signed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair argument.
Like, I'm not saying they had to win this one, but if you're going to have them have the match, give them time to actually have an actual match, considering you debuted them on a house show. The last time they were on TV anywhere was on TNA when they dropped the World Tag titles over there, so you already know they're legit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they even kept the damn music that Harley Cameron is singing on as an Easter egg. And you think about who the current tag champion is, it's Harley Cameron and it's Willow Nightingale.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's also just, you have a team that's been so established for so many years in so many different companies. We're talking like 2017, 2018 NXT going into today. A team that you would assume, like, oh, they should be contenders for any sort of women's tag team championship. They were there for the early stages of the women's tag titles in WWE, the second champions. They won them at WrestleMania. Then when you go to TNA, they bring back the Knockouts World Tag titles in 2021. Yeah, Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz had them at the time. They go into Bound for Glory, and then they immediately win them in their debut, the Inspiration. So it shows, like, hey, as like the tag divisions are starting to work out, they're kind of at the precipice. This kind of feels like a slap in the face to their legacy. And that's nothing against Jamie or against Alex Winter, but to have a team that you just kind of threw together in the last month of two singles wrestlers coming together, where the whole gimmick is just like, hey, they're two British bitches that like to fight. Hey, nothing wrong with that. But against like the actual tag team that has had history for years, even before the wrestling years, no. I didn't care for this one at all.
Okay, it's fair.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Of course, Peggy in the chat saying how the crowd didn't care. I agree that they had a shit crowd. They weren't really into it, so. But I mean, that's also the crutch of AEW not always showing everybody in the women's division. So even the ones that are signed don't always get a big pop because you don't see them for months on end. But that is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
And to say that I'm this critical of how a women's match is being booked on TV on a week where WWE did not have a single women's match on Monday Night Raw.
No, they did not.
And where AEW had the rare second women's match. And I have this many negative things to say. I think it says a lot about, hey, both companies need to do better quickly. So.
Yeah.
Well, and then of course we go from this to another squash match, but this one didn't fucking matter anyways because it's Hangman. Because the whole thing was, hey, Bell, Buckshot, Bell, and it sets up a big promo between him and MJF because of course it did.
Yeah. I'm for squash matches on television. Like I think they should happen sprinkled more in on everywhere.
Yeah.
This was clearly to set up something else right after, but then to set up something else that was going to happen at the end of the show.
But so this one was also inconsequential because it's local enhancement talent.
Yeah.
It's different when you sign like multiple time world champions and you job them out in a squash match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So. But I think this was, and then MJF comes out, they do their little dance, which I thought was, again, pretty good. And then we kind of see a business arrangement, it looks like.
Yeah, who would have thought? So the whole promo was basically just Hangman basically saying he's going to try to keep it short. He's going to do what his MJF's parents should have done a long time ago, teach him a lesson by putting his entire career on the line. Warren said in Texas, man, in Texas Death, I should say, I don't have a conscience. I'm going to rip him, I'm going to tear him, and I'm only going to let him lie when I'm finished with him. He's a world champion, so surely that shouldn't scare him. And he knows that he's itching to punch somebody with that diamond ring, so he calls him out to the ring to, show me what you're going to do. What good is it going to do? And then MJF comes out, he buries the crowd, he talks about if Hangman's serious, because he already saw that Kevin Knight got his ass beat. Do you want your ass beat too? Mm-hmm. But you know what? I would just be grateful I'm not doing it now instead of next week when we have our press conference for the title. And then as that happens, you have Kyle Fletcher in the ring, you have Mark Davis in the ring, beating down Hangman. And then somehow Kazuchika Okada also inserts his way into the ring. But they kind of get run off because Jet Speed comes out with steel chairs. And then, of course, where there's Proto Okada and Mark Davis, there's Don Callis.
Don Callis, you know it.
And
with Lance Archer just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing now, but it just feels like he's always just standing around. Like
Lance Archer's just there for a shadow.
Yeah.
Like if I got paid top money to travel around the world and just stand there, I'd do it.
Exactly.
But Don Callis says he looks in the ring, he sees 3 champions, but he also sees 3 greedy millennial entitled punks. Well, aren't the trios titles enough? You want more? Well, the one thing that he hates is a greedy guy. He only heard about what they want. Now it's time to tell everybody what Don Callis wants. And he brings up the fact that they mentioned that they will defend those titles any place, anytime. He says the place is El Paso, Texas, and the time is tonight in the main event, as Jet Set Rodeo is going to defend those World Trios titles against Mark Davis and Proto Okada. And after they beat them, the Trios championships will belong to Don by God Callis.
Yep. All right. So it sets up the main event of the show, which was fine. My thing that I didn't understand was the main reason he's talking crap and saying, hey, you guys are ungrateful. That's not enough for you. You're going after other titles. But he's like, yeah, but the people that are going to challenge you have other titles. Like, don't get me wrong. When the match was happening, I was like, all right, this is going to be a great match. This will be fun. Yeah. But like, I'm like, wouldn't that then make them the same exact thing you're chastising these gentlemen about?
Well, it's different because they're the heels. They're supposed to.
Well, yes, of course. It's a typical wrestling trope, but I'm like, what? But anyway.
Well, could be worse. I mean, that promo was annoying because it's Don Callis, but it wasn't anything that he did. It was just find out that the main event's going to be that Trios World Title match, which kind of miffed me a little bit because I honestly thought that we were going to have the Women's World Title main eventing, especially if it being Thunder Rosa coming back in Texas, which is like her home away from home. And the last time I think that she had a World Title match in El Paso was that steel cage match with Britt Baker where she won the title.
That was good.
It was good. So, but it is what it is. We then get into another backstage segment. This time, Renee Paquette's in a boardroom with FTR and the Young Bucks. They're having themselves a meeting ahead of their World Tag Title match at Revolution. There is a no contact clause. Very important. Dax Harwood mentions how there's 3 of the best tag teams of this millennium in this company. It was FTR, it was the Briscoes, and the Young Bucks. And they already bested the Briscoes way back when in Ring of Honor for those World Tag titles, and now they get to best the Young Bucks. But Nick says, it's different this time because you put your hands on our family. It's not about just winning those titles. It's about revenge for our family against FTR. And Matt jumps in. It's taking everything in them to not beat their ass now, but they don't want to do it now. They want to do it at Revolution in front of their family at ringside. And Cash says, I hope they're there so we can teach them another lesson. And the Bucks, you're not mature enough to handle this professionally, so we're going to remove ourselves from the situation. And you're lucky that you guys have that no contact clause, but he doesn't. And there's Brandon Cutler there with the vlog camera for BT, who just eats a right hand as FTR walks out of the room.
What the hell did Brandon Cutler do to anybody? Just doing his job.
It's just a miracle that after all these years, Brandon Cutler is no longer in a neck brace.
I know, isn't it? The beard on him, though, looking good. I mean, clearly dye job. Clearly a dye job. But listen, to each their own. I don't judge. I'm just saying clear. But that's a nice beard. That thing was long.
Daddy like us.
Yeah, that thing was long. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, he didn't.
And so was his beard.
That. Yeah. Let's see what he did that. He didn't deserve that.
Yeah, no. I mean, he kind of did. He had a Canon camera instead of a Sony or a
Lumix. Well, yeah, you might be right.
But that's just my 2 cents. It does lead us into an eliminator match coming up next. It's Jon Moxley versus Hechicero. And I do like the fact that Renee was at ringside talking about how she was speaking with Don Callis. Mox is thinking having all these matches, he's getting his reps in, he's getting sharper, but it's giving the Don Callis family more and more tape to study ahead of Revolution when he defends the title against Konosuke Takeshita with no time limit. Mm-hmm. So they're probably going to have counters for everything, but I thought this was a nice, fun match.
It was. I'm loving this Moxley. He's fighting every week. He's fighting different style opponents. He's having good to great matches every single week. Hechicero is incredible. He's so good.
Yeah.
This was great. I agree with you. This was fun. This was my favorite match of the night. I loved it. And Moxley's going to win, obviously, but I just love what Moxley's doing. It shocked me when he won the tournament and won this belt, but the way they've been using him since winning this belt, where he's just wrestling every single week in eliminator matches and just having great matches, I'm loving it.
In a weird way, it almost feels like the Continental Championship right now feels like a television championship, which is very interesting considering the fact that they technically have 2 TV titles that neither one of them get defended that regularly, which is beside the point. The champions are featured regularly.
For sure.
And other divisions that they hold other championships for, but I digress. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm never going to say no to a Jon Moxley in a singles match where we don't have to worry about any sort of tomfoolery shenanigans. Just let Mox be Graps Mox, and I'm happy.
100%. 100%. I think they're utilizing him great.
Greg, I agree. Hechicero matches have been highlights for sure. I mean, I don't think I've seen a bad Hechicero match anywhere.
Oh.
So I don't think that was going to start right now.
Yeah, if you somehow haven't seen the one with Bandito from last year, one of the best matches of the year. You have to go out of your way. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Such good shit. And then of course it seems like we're gonna have ourselves a little AEW Women's World Championship match up next. But before we get to that, Brody King's out. He has a mic in his hand. He's talking about Swerve. Everybody's saying how dangerous you could be, but I need to be careful, but I don't need to do that because I know I'm the most dangerous man in AEW. So, why don't you come out here and prove it? And before Swerve can, Prince Nana comes out and, I hear you loud and clear. Are you sure you want to do this? And to which Brody says, well, Nana, why don't you just quit talking and bring him out here? So he does introduce Swerve. We're waiting for him to come down the ramp. He comes out of the crowd instead, chain in hand, blindsiding Brody King. He hits a house call, and then he has him hanging on the chain over the top rope. He grabs a mic saying, a hit dog will holler every time. I already had to teach a lesson like this to Kenny Omega. Now it's your turn to learn this one, Brody. And then as he's choking him out, Bandito comes out. He clears the ring. He makes the save. But we do find out it's official that Brody King is going to face Swerve Strickland one-on-one at Revolution. And that is going to be a very physical match that I am very much looking forward to watching.
I am as well. You know how I feel about Brody King. I love me some Brody King, but I loved this. I loved how Swerve, he attacked him from behind, obviously, with the weapon. So he had to do that. But you don't see Brody King get destroyed like that very often. That does not happen. And I love Swerve. One of the line that he said, he goes, it's a one thing to talk about being dangerous, but it's a completely different thing to actually do it.
Yeah.
And Swerve has the history where he can say shit like that.
The fuck he does. So.
Unbelievable. I love this.
It is still crazy to think that 2 weeks ago he kind of turned heel out of the blue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been just nonstop, banger after banger segment for him.
100%. This is when he is at his, like, and he's a great good guy. He's a great baby face too. That's why he's just special. But he is in his wheelhouse and at his best when he is what he is right here.
And he's always been a good heel regardless of where he's been too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. This is just, there's just certain guys like CM Punk. There's just certain guys that they're just, when they're a bad guy, that's just what they, it's the best,
Which is ironic considering the line that Punk gave on Monday as a pure.
Let me tell you, this is an AEW show. That was uncalled for. That was out of desperation. He's got nothing on Roman. Roman is sitting there and he's playing it cool and he's listening to all the jabs and he has a counterpoint for everything that Punk is saying. And that was a line out of desperation because Punk's got nothing on him.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember that contract signing like 10 years ago with Charlotte and Paige, where Paige basically says your brother didn't have much life left in him, now did he?
Yeah.
Same energy.
Yeah. Uncalled.
Buries the segment, doesn't do anything for the title match you're booking, but just make whoever look dumb as shit.
Unbelievable. Who's the bad guy here? Like that was a ruthless line.
I mean, the bad guy is Paul Triple H Levesque with the way he's booking this fucking WrestleMania.
Hey, listen. If they give me Cody and Randy, I'll probably shut up a little bit. But it is what it is.
Even at Drew's expense.
I love Drew. Poor bastard.
I think it's gonna be a fatal 4-way. I don't think we're just getting Cody Randy.
I'm okay with it. That's fine. As long as Cody turns on Randy at WrestleMania. But
really, I don't think it's gonna be the other way around.
No, Randy's done it too much. Let Cody do it. It's time. They have enough to. They'll be okay.
I mean, they turned Cena heel last year, and it worked out.
They'll be okay. Them, so. And Cody can always go back, but it's about time that Cody becomes the evil gatekeeper for the young guys, as they're clearly like Trick Williams, Oba, Braun. These are undeniable guys. Like, quit fucking around.
Well,
anyway,
on that note, going from one segment about young guys to another, I mean, we kind of get a little round robin promo from the Death Riders. Daniel Garcia talking about the Don Callis family, calling them out for all their crap of them trying to rush out of the ring. Yuta talks about how he hit the lowest moment of his life, getting shaved bald, but he has his family to fall back on to help lift him back up. Marina continues fucking with Toni Storm. Basically saying she hopes that she could shoot from the hip so they could keep fighting there. And Mox telling Takeshita, they're going to see this through finally one-on-one at Revolution to see who really is going to walk away with the championship. But, yeah, I mean, quick hits. It's just usual Death Rider stuff. Nothing too consequential there.
No, these are always solid. Takesha's going to be... We're going to talk about it next week, obviously, in the preview show, but Takesha's winning this shit.
I would be genuinely surprised if he didn't.
I agree. But anyway. But yeah, no, this was typical Death Riders, but I like these segments. I like the environment and how they make them look. It's gritty. I like them all. And I actually thought Wheeler Yuta was really good in his part tonight.
Yeah, so. I feel like Wheeler Yuta, when he's allowed to be serious, can do serious well.
Yeah.
The problem is that we've been so conditioned to him being the comic relief of the stable. In every sort of way, shape, or form that like we kind of forget, like, oh wait, no, like when Wheeler Yuta gets to do certain things, he can excel at them.
100%. Yeah.
So I don't know. Gonna be interesting to see how his character continues to develop this year. But now we get into our AEW Women's World Championship match. It is Thunder Rosa challenging the Toxic Spider Tekla. Of course, Statlander's not at ringside. The Sisters of Sentinel are not at ringside either. Just a good old-fashioned one-on-one match for the women's world title, and it was a great one.
It was.
I enjoyed this one.
I did too. It
is so good to see Thunder Rosa back, but I mean, Tekla's just so damn sharp in the ring.
I was going to say, I know I've said it a bunch on here, but didn't see any of her. This is the first time I've seen her since she showed up in AEW. Like, I didn't see any of her stuff before here. I am impressed by her. And I continue to be impressed by her. Obviously, very good to see Thunder Rosa back. And she seems like she's come back and she's healthy and she looks like Thunder Rosa, which is really, really good. But Tekla is awesome. I love her attitude. I love her intensity in the ring. She was great. This was a really, really good match. Are we running back Statlander at Revolution? Is that what we're doing?
It feels like it. I mean, I'm not opposed to it by any means. I just kind of wish that we can get that established sooner rather than later, just because of the fact that, hey, it would be nice to actually know what women's matches we are going to get at Revolution, but each their own. I mean, I will say on the topic of Tekla, I mean, I did double check. It is currently, the VOD's only available for Twitch subscribers, but if you have a Prime, drop a Prime sub to Queen of the Ring, Alex Lajas, because Church of Joshi did a whole episode or live stream on Tekla stuff from Stardom. So if you want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. I mean, it would be worth it. I mean, if this was, I've been thoroughly impressed with her since she's shown up. I'm very intrigued of so far, I think it's been a good reign for her. Mm-hmm. But she hasn't had it a long time, but I'm very intrigued to see where this reign goes.
I am too.
I think she should have it for a little bit.
So here's my thing so over the weekend, Athena challenged Shiori for the IWGP Women's Championship. She did lose. So it seems like they're going to run it back this time for the ROH Women's World title. I still feel like even if Athena doesn't lose the ROH title to Shiori, I want Athena and Tekla to have another match, but this time for the AEW Women's World title. Because I already know what the two of them have done together before. Mm-hmm. It's only going to be better. It's only
Athena would kind of have to win that, though, wouldn't she?
I mean, in a perfect world, I would love her to win it.
Is she ever going to lose the Ring of... I'm not even saying this because...
I think she is.
Is she ever going to lose the Ring of Honor? Like, are they going to do it? Like, ever? Like, at some point?
My thing is, it should happen this year. I don't know if it's going to happen to someone like a Shiori or like a new talent that comes to Ring of Honor. Or if they finally, and I mean finally, pull the trigger on Billy Starks to do it.
Yeah.
It is still crazy to me that they had 2 or 3 different final events.
That second one. That second one to me, I felt like it was almost. And again, I'm not as I don't watch a ton of Ring of Honor. Like you watch a lot more Ring of Honor and have than me. But like
that's not even saying much. Like
but that second one, that second match that they had, I was so confident that that was going to be the crowning of Billy Starks.
We all were.
I know. And they didn't do it. And I was like, what? Okay. I was like, all right. And obviously that's years ago at this point.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I don't know. But anyways, I mean, this match had a lot of good moments in there. Eventually we do see, it looks like Tekla goes to hit not only that big running spear, but she goes for a curb stomp. But the big thing is that she hits the spear and then she pulls Thunder Rosa up instead of letting her kick out for the 3, which was her being cocky. So she goes for a curb stomp. Thunder Rosa moves out of the way. She hits the Fire Thunder driver, gets a near fall out of that.
I thought that could have been it. That almost
that was a good falsie.
Yes, it was. That was close.
Now, the thing that got me was it looked like Thunder Rosa was going to hit Deckruff like a big clothesline. We get a Matrix move. We get another spear, another curb stomp. And because that wasn't enough, we got another curb stomp. And Tekla retains her title 1, 2, 3, clean in the ring. And of course, after the match, the Sisters of Sin make their way out to ringside, as does Chris Statlander, but security getting in between them. And then as it seems like everything's honky-dory and they're just going to walk away, Tekla hits another curb stomp, and this time Stat starts taking out some security members, gets in the ring, and Tekla is on the retreat. So I think a rematch is imminent for Revolution.
Yeah, and I love the Tekla just saying, like, I am, like, what did she say? She, like, put herself over. She was like, I am on a roll right now or something like that right near the camera. Statlander... we're definitely getting the rematch. I feel pretty confident in saying that will be the Revolution match for the women's world title.
Yeah.
Statlander's outfit, which I enjoyed tonight, but she looked like she belonged in the group with Tekla and the sisters.
Yeah, it was a darker outfit than we normally see like Stat in.
Brooding and like stuff like that. I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm all for a different side of Statlander, like another layer to the character, and like I'm all for it. I just, the all black and the way the outfit was, it was almost like, don't take this the wrong way, but it looked like Ministry of Darkness-esque, like Undertaker-ish.
I kind of see it. I was thinking like a dark Lara Croft kind of thing.
Yeah, like of that kind of thing. I liked it, but it looked like it was like, wow, she should be with the Sisters of Sin. It made me laugh. But
I mean, stranger things have happened. On that note, though, I don't think we're going to get a TBS title match this coming Revolution. I do think we are going to get a World Tag title match for the women. I think it's going to be Lena Cross teaming with Megan Bayne, and I think they're going to finally take the titles off of Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron.
All right. I could see it happening. I could see it happening for sure.
Yeah, considering the way that I feel so bad for Penelope Ford, man. Like,
yeah, just bad luck.
Real shit luck. It felt like they were going to win the titles that night, too, which really, like, kind of threw me for a loop. And then seeing them have to scramble, and then you have a DQ finish, which AEW doesn't normally do. It sucks, but I mean.
It's unfortunate. It's just one of those things. Hopefully, you know, again, she gets healthy again. Comes back and she kind of avoids the injury. But we've seen, there's just some people that just have a bad run of luck.
Although, to be fair, that one I don't think is entirely on her.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them. I mean, it's an injury.
I mean, it's not that it was intentional by any means.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where we've seen so many times where a wrestler goes for a dive and whoever's supposed to base them for the dive just kind of isn't there to catch the bulk of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Well, it is what it is. We do get a look back at Mile High Madness. Jungle Jack Perry talking about pinning Ricochet for a third time. He does mention how whenever the odds are even, he wins, but when they're not, he doesn't. And it's time for them to finish the war soon. And Ricochet says he's a fighting champion. If it's a war you want, a war you got. And then the Demand give all their stuff. I will believe it when I see it that he's going to get a fair shot at the national title.
Yeah, I would too. And it would have to have some sort of stip.
Yeah.
Cage match or something like that, so nobody can get in, or it's gonna be something.
I feel like regardless of the stipulation, it's gonna have to come down to people evening the odds, not even just the fact that you're gonna have GOA barred from ringside, because I guarantee you they're not gonna do that.
No. So, but I mean, I do think we'll get it at some point, but I don't think it's.
You don't think they're gonna do it in Revolution?
I would think, yeah, but do you think it's just a normal one-on-one match?
Honestly, the way AEW goes, it wouldn't surprise me if it's a normal one-on-one match and we just see people come out and help out Jack Perry. Because, I mean, obviously Luchasaurus, I mean, what's going on with Luchasaurus?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I haven't looked or heard much. But he hasn't been around for a little bit now. It's really just been, Jack. So,
which is ironic.
But I don't know. Yeah, maybe Luchasaurus could come back and even the odds.
Oh, they're saying a shoulder injury.
Oh, that stinks. Damn, that's another guy that's had a bad run of luck.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it just, when it rains, it pours, I guess, with injuries.
Yeah.
It does lead us into a little ringside interview we get with Renee Paquette and Tommaso Ciampa. I do like the fact that she basically acknowledges the fact that he had an instant classic, won the TNT title right away, but eventually did lose it to Kyle Fletcher. But, he talks about how Kyle Fletcher, he's already renamed the title from Sylvie to Pinky, and he's hiding behind the Don Callis family, and I don't like that. And he knows that the second they run it back, we're looking at the next TNT champion. But he knows he likes to play games, but if he has to play them, so be it. Even if he has to earn his rematch again and beat Mark Briscoe again, he says to make no mistake, because he didn't come to AEW for an instant classic. He came to be a top guy. And as Renee asks him about his history with Mark Briscoe in the past, out comes FTR, who he also has a bunch of history with in their past, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yes, I love this callback to the Black and Gold. Who would have thought FTR would have 2 talking segments on this show?
Yeah. Although the thing that really is getting me, I really don't know how much longer Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae are going to be in WWE.
Oh, yeah. I could see them making the jump as well.
Like, even if they don't reunite DIY and they run, like, Gargano versus Ciampa, I feel like he's on borrowed time right now.
Maybe. Yeah, could be.
I think they both are.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I mean, they're not, all they're doing is planking. He's just planking.
Although here's what I could see happening is I could see Johnny definitely going to AEW. I could see Candice going to TNA and reuniting with Indy.
Could. That'd be a good spot for her.
I mean, that would fucking help the Knockouts division right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. But, I just want to see her wrestle. I'd just like to see her wrestle.
That's period. All. And not have it just be a 5-minute match where Johnny does something that distracts her.
Yeah. Just let her wrestle. I mean, let them both wrestle, but let her wrestle. Yeah. Let her wrestle specifically.
I mean, that was her first match in 9 months, not counting the Rumble?
Yeah, something crazy.
Ridiculous. But anyways, Dax is the one that tries to talk at first, but then he embraces him, actually, which I thought was interesting. Dax says, we're only here to welcome an old friend to AEW. And then, earlier I heard you talking about wanting to be a top guy in AEW, and there's no better way to do it than being around other top guys. So we're going to do something we don't normally do. We're going to give you an invite to join us and take over this company. And to which Ciampa says, old friend, I hated your guts 10 years ago, and I hate your guts now. And then as he's talking about that, Stokely's starting to chirp and everything. He's like, hey, you quiet down over there. The grown-ups are talking. Yeah. And Dax says, if you have a problem with Big Stoke, now you got a problem with FTR. And Ciampa, being the smart bastard, he's like, you had a no-contact clause with the Bucks, but I didn't sign one. And he gets a good cheap shot in on Dax. And then Dax says, I'm not mad. I'll just see you on Collision.
Yeah, cooler has prevailed. Yeah.
Because FTR is defending the tag titles against the Rascals on Collision this week after they won an eliminator match last week. So.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't. Is Dax doing double duty?
I don't think he's gonna have a singles match, but I'm sure they're gonna have some sort of promo.
They'll have a promo battle, but I would assume the singles match is happening at some point. Maybe it's next week on Dynamite, or maybe it's whatever, or after, But yeah, no, I loved it. I love the callback. Obviously, they have a lot of history in NXT Black and Gold and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's a one-on-one match. I would love to see Ciampa one-on-one with both these guys.
Yeah, honestly, what I think they'll probably end up doing, just as a placeholder until Johnny does leave WWE, is probably have Mark Briscoe be his tag partner, and if they work a program as a tag team, they could do it that way.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've always been a Ciampa guy. Yeah. And I think that I understand the title reign was short, but I thought 4 defenses in 11 days, it was a good title reign. It's been better than some of the longer ones they've had. And I think that they've knocked it out of the park with him since he's been there. So,
I think they mentioned he's the only AEW wrestler to win a championship in their debut match too.
Yeah. So it stands out. And like you said, Renee mentioned it immediately. Like they're emphasizing like instant classics you had, win the title, first match, but yeah. So I think it's going well so far.
Yep. We do run into the trainer's room after this, where Timeless Tony Storm is checking in on Orange Cassidy after the dogs beat him down. Orange talks about how he wants to fight, and they're going to fight at Revolution, but they're also going to fight again next week as well. Mm-hmm. And then that's where Tony says, wherever the dogs are, the Death Riders aren't too far behind, and there's no better behind to be behind than this behind. And she kind of shoos off the cameraman. So
yeah, this was fun.
Which leads us into the main event of the evening. It is Jet Set Rodeo. Hangman Adam Page, Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey going against Mark Davis, the TNT champion Kyle Fletcher, and the international champion Kazuchika Okada for the World Trios titles. And I mean, nobody thought that this match was going to be bad.
No,
by any means.
No,
how could it be?
Of course.
I think it's real bold of them to say that we're going to stick with this match until its conclusion and then take a commercial break at 10:09 when you're already on an overrun.
Yeah. Well, listen, that Tommaso Ciampa segment started at 9:55. Yeah. And then they did the backstage. I'm like, this is all happening, I'm like, at this point, can you just say the show goes till 10:30?
Yeah, I don't get why they haven't just negotiated a proper
like you overrun. And again, this is not me complaining. I'm not, because if the main events are entertaining and good, like I'm cool. But like, if you're gonna run over every week, at some point, just
have it be a set overrun.
Have a longer show.
Raw used to have a set overrun for what, like 11:08 p.m.
Yeah, 11:07 or 11. Yeah, something weird.
But it was coded into like how they have it on the guide and everything. Like,
just go to like 10:10 or 10:15 and just there you go. I don't know, whatever. But this was really good. This was really, really good. We all knew it was gonna be. The AEW knows how to book multi-man, multi-women matches to perfection. This was very good. I was a little bit. I felt like there would be a title change. But I was still a little bit shocked when it actually happened. But it makes sense. I think, we're going to talk about it more next week, but I think Hangman's going to be world champion again sooner than later. It makes sense to get the trios title off him at least.
Yeah.
But again, now we have the TNT champion, who is a trios champion, and we have the what's the other?
The international champion?
The international champion, who is now a trios champion. So now we have two singles guys that are now, we're in the same predicament, kind of.
Well, not even just that, but you know what I honestly thought they were going to do when he was talking about the anytime, any place thing? I thought they were going to have the match at Revolution.
I did too. I thought they were going to double up with Hangman because MJF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, MJF got his lick in this one. So he ends up coming out and pulls Hangman off the apron. It looks like he's going to hit the buckshot lariat, hits him with the Dynamite Diamond Ring, sets up Kevin Knight to get not only a Rainmaker, but a huge pile driver from Mark Davis. Mm-hmm. And that allows the Don Callis family to win the trios titles. I mean, the match itself was a banger all throughout.
Oh, my God.
It's just, it does kind of feel like, so we're going to say that one team was greedy for going after other champions.
That's what I'm saying.
While they were champions, to only have other champions go after champions while they're champions and win championships.
Yeah. That part of it is just kind of like, all right, whatever. But again, like you said earlier, it's just the heels. Their logic is just bullshit heel logic. But there were multiple sequences where this stuff was crazy. But the sequence where Fletcher will look like he was about to lawn dart Speedball and he turned it into a Poison Rana.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Insane.
I did also like the fact where it looked like he was going to do like a gorilla press slam to Kevin Knight on the apron, but he kind of like caught him and then threw him into the barricade, as he's already have his ribs taped up from earlier too, so he's been selling that throughout the whole night.
Yeah.
So,
and I continue to love Mark Davis more and more every week.
And also, it's kind of ironic that this is the first time that at an AEW, Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher have held a form of a tag team championship together.
Yeah.
Though not as Aussie Open.
No. That was so obvious that I didn't even think of that until you just said that. I was like, I literally was like, oh yeah, just literally right now.
Yeah, two, like the former tag team that had to become single stars because one of the people got injured.
Yes. Who now Mark Davis has to become a single. Well, even though he's a trios champion now, has to become a singles guy because his partner got injured. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, man, listen, I'm all for them being new. I was all for the title change. And on Saturday we get Fletcher and Speedball for the TNT.
That's next week on Dynamite.
Oh, never mind. Oh yeah. So next week we get that on Dynamite for the TNT title. Like,
could you imagine Speedball wins the TNT title next week?
It would be incredible. Why not?
Speedball, give me Speedball versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Dude, Speedball is so fucking good, man. He's they all are. Kevin Knight, fucking incredible.
But Speedball is the one that gets left out of the equation as of late. Yes. It pisses me off because do you know who the fuck they are?
Yeah.
We're talking about the man that pulled out a 5-star classic in TNA against Will Ospreay that even Meltzer couldn't deny.
Yeah. They're one of the best. They are one of the best wrestlers in the world. Yeah. They are a sweetheart of a person as well. I've had the pleasure of meeting them a couple times. As nice as can be, just good-hearted individual. Him and Veda. They both.
Yeah, no. Speedball's also the kind of person that just stays late after the show, help clean up everything. Too super
100%.
Fucking nice. A
100%.
Damn good wrestler. This was a signing that was like, of course they're gonna end up in AEW. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
We need Veda Scott signed somewhere to do commentary every week. God damn it.
Please.
I mean, even if Veda wants to wrestle, obviously they still do. But I'm just saying, as far as a broadcaster goes, yeah, they did the women's tag tournament like in AEW, 6 years ago coming up on?
Yeah, something
like that. The fact that Veda is not contracted to any big company as a member of a commentary booth on weekly television is a disservice to our ears and a disservice to the business because they add that much to it.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. They are excellent.
But on that note, that will conclude this week's episode of DynaMic'd Up. We are going to have ourselves a little go-home special next week, some predictions. Who knows, we might pull out some stops and have some people with us. You never know. But the easiest way to make sure that you are staying tuned to everything going on at bodyslam.net is to follow BodyslamNet on all the socials. Maybe even join the Patreon at patreon.com/BodyslamPWN for just $5. You could get some of the fastest scoops in all of pro wrestling as written by Corey Hayes and the gang. I mean, what's not to like?
I don't know how you can't. It's the best deal in the business.
Yeah. I mean, what can you get for $5 in the big 26 this year?
I was going to say nowadays.
I don't know.
I think the candy bars at like CVS are like $2 or $3 now.
Oh God. I mean,
it's the worst.
But to be fair, CVS also inflates the price of everything. So that's probably a bad example. I don't know. But that is neither here nor there. What I will say is I am very much looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to this Revolution. JPJ, I'm looking forward to what you have in store for us this coming week because I'm sure you have plenty going on.
We do. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Love Wrestling. Me and Pluggo, Between Two Beards, will be reviewing Elimination Chamber. We'll be talking more about AEW Dynamite and previewing Vengeance Day, which is Saturday evening from the NXT stuff. So we'll be doing that. And then Sunday afternoon at noon Eastern, you can catch me over on Fightful Overbooked with our pal, Auntie Collins, coast to coast, having a good time. That show's been a lot of fun since we started that, so you can check us out there. You can just follow me right here, and you'll see MLB The Show. The new one comes out next week, and I play a lot of that, so the streaming schedule is going to get a little bit busier here. So, yeah, got a lot of good things going on.
Yeah, I know for me, we just had it this past weekend, but if you guys care about either RuPaul's Drag Race or just want to see myself, Auntie Collins, and Crusta Star, the lovely Fightful host that she is, act a fool for 2 hours. The Mother Tuck and Post show is up on our local establishment. I have not laughed that hard on a live stream in a long time. It is very much not safe for work, so please use headphones if you're going to watch it. But you could also find me this coming Tuesday also on our local establishment, joining my friends Ed Fries and Astrid Pizarro on Taking Over, as they're going to be talking Girl Fright Wrestling, our last Valentine. I got lucky enough to go see it in Louisville, Kentucky, or actually it was New Albany, Indiana, last month in February. It's going to be on IWTV as I believe... it's going to be in 2 weeks. So it's going on IWTV on the 10th. I will be on Taking Over on the 17th. So I'll be after AEW Revolution. But obviously here every week on Wednesday for DynaMic'd Up. Also, my Twitch is starting to ramp up again because I got the Overwatch bug again. So
heck yeah.
Chances are, if I'm online and I'm gaming on a Saturday, you will probably see me on Twitch. So Jose in the Air there. Jose in the Air everywhere. Got you covered with all that hoopla. I'm very much looking forward to another great episode next week. So until then, guys, take care. We will see you. Keep it locked on Bodyslam. Keep it locked on all the socials, and have a great night.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.